Hey guys, there's a lot said about passive income ideas, but not a lot about passive income skills. To help you really remember this really important relationship between passive income ideas and the passive income skills, imagine an iceberg. Just think about the shape of an iceberg. Right at the very top of the iceberg, you see the little tip right at the top. Think of that as anything you've heard about passive income ideas as the bit on top of the iceberg. But beneath the iceberg are other things, with a big part of that being the passive income skills that you need in order to make the ideas a reality. Another more fun way to remember this relationship is for us to play a little game. So I'm going to sing in my not so sexy voice. Right, you ready? When I say income, you say skills. Income skills. Income skills. Well, that's me messing about, but hopefully a seed has been sown in your mind. Today I want to speak to you about 5 high income skills that are necessary for making passive income. These are not ideas that you might have heard from other channels or even ideas I might have talked about on this channel before. I want to just talk very candidly about them, also sharing with you a lot about how we generate income by using these various skills. I sat down this morning and really thought about it and asked myself, we generate passive income every month. To be very candid with you, there's no month that we don't generate anything between £10,000 and £20,000 per month and growing from passive income sources. Not all of it is 100% passive, but I will talk to you about an idea later on in one of the tips I'm going to share where we do generate 100% passive income. But I thought about that today. We make this income every single month. What are the skills that really make them happen? So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of them so that you can walk away and not just be entertained from my of course, amazing voice. Yeah. But more so, I want you to really think of today as an action plan. And the things I'm going to share today, please make sure that you not just watch them for entertainment, but you really go and ask yourself, how can I apply these to my life? You're really enjoying this video? Hey, come on, hit the like button and hit that subscribe button because that's really helping us to keep growing on our goal of exceeding 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Right, let's dive straight in and explore these 5 high income skills for making passive income. Right, so the first skill is the skill of resourcefulness. Now, I'm going to tell you a bit of a story behind this one. There's no single month that Mary and I don't get an email telling us that we have made 100% passive income from one single page on our blog over at thehumblepenny.com. Every month without fail, we make between $1,500 and around $4,000 per month. Every month, it just comes in. I just get an email, and there you have it. Email comes in, and we've had the income. And honestly, I can tell you, Mary and I literally do the passive income dance. We were like, woo! Because this is income just flowing in with us doing nothing. Right? But there was work that was done in the past. So this ties into my point about resourcefulness. And what I'm referring to specifically here is that we've done something in the past. We essentially created a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial, and did it as transparently as possible, did it as clear and helpful as possible, and said to people, hey, please use our link. And if you do buy a particular thing we're suggesting, use our link to do it. And you would not believe how many people support us by doing that. And so the skill that I mentioned about resourcefulness is really about spotting something that exists already and connecting that thing that exists to an existing problem or to an existing group of people. So in our case, we created a tutorial, and every month that people come across that tutorial and use it by us being resourceful at some stage on our journey and creating that tutorial, people reward us, and every single month we generate passive income, 100 baby, passiveincome.com from people using that specific tutorial that we'd created. So my top tip here is to ask yourself, what can I see that exists already? Like a product somebody's created, they've put their blood, sweat and tears into making it, and it's useful to other people. And how could I take that product and either promote it or create some resource around it, do an interview, do a tutorial, do a step-by-step how to use it, and let other people use it. And by doing it, by being completely transparent, I therefore get paid for doing that same thing. Okay, so the second high income skill is the skill of application. So let me explain what I mean here. So think of a circular motion. At the top is effort, second is learning, and third is application. So what you find is that most people actually don't put in the effort. So no effort goes in. And by putting no effort in, they don't learn anything. And by not learning, they don't apply anything. So this one skill of application is one that generates for us at least £10,000 per month of passive, semi-passive income every single month. And I'll tell you why. A few years ago, I read this book, okay, called The Automatic Customer. Just to tell you how literal I take what I learn, right? This guy, Chris Gilboa, I think that's how you say his name, who created the $100 Startup, the book, best-selling author, said this. He said, read, apply, and watch your bank deposits grow every month. I thought to myself, what? Really? I'm going to do exactly what he said. And what did I do? I bought this book. And by the way, if you want to buy it, and please support us, please use the link. I'll put an Amazon link for you to use. And we might get a few referrals, a few commissions, which might buy me a hot chocolate after lockdown. But please use the link. Right, so I opened the book. I'm like, yeah, I think I like this guy who wrote the $100 Startup. And what do? I open the book and I come here. And I look at all the various types of subscription models that exist. I looked at all of them, and I looked at the third one here, page 47, very literal, opened it, the membership website model. What do? I learned how to do it. Yeah? So I put the effort in, I bought the book, I learned, and then I began the skill of application. And what has that skill of application meant for us? It's led us to create Financial Joy Academy. Some of you are our dream makers who are probably members within FJA. Within that environment, we create a ton of value for the very low price that people pay for what we offer. We are able to do what? Create a subscription business and therefore create automatic customers. And for doing that, by taking what I've learned, putting the effort in that circular motion and applying my learning, we generate at least £10,000 per month from that one activity alone. And it gets even better than that, because now that I've acquired that skill, you want to wait for it, because I'm going to tell you more about how this passive income thing becomes a bit of a snowball when I share some more ideas towards the end of this video on how that skill that I acquired will lead to more things in the future. And the same ideas will apply to you as well. When you think about the skills you acquire, they're not just meant for one purpose, they are connected to so many other opportunities in the present as well as in the future. The third skill is the ability to use leverage. So many years ago, many of you might remember, I told you guys, one of the videos or many videos we've made, that I met my wife at a property investing seminar. Now, of course, I made a much better investment. I met my wife, lifetime partner. But I was really there to learn about property investing. And think about property, when you think about property investing, in simplicity, you're using other people's money. You're using the bank's money and a bit of your money. You're using and creating leverage by doing that. So the returns you're getting are essentially a lot more than they would ordinarily be, because you're using money that has come from another source. But just think about that idea. I want you to just think about that idea. It's such a simplistic idea, but again, that idea is the same thing that I've used in another way to apply to us running a membership program. Okay, and I want you to just think about what a subscription model relates to, for example. I'm using that example because it's hopefully one that you might be able to understand. Think about it. You create one thing. Imagine you created something. Just use a book as an example. But you say one person can have access to this book via the internet. Yes, they have access to the book and they're reading the book. Then somebody else comes in and says, I'd love access to your book, please, or your resource or your course or whatever. And then they have access to it. But notice that each time these various people have access to the book, the cost per unit of creating this book is not increasing. So essentially there's a form of leverage at play. So you might even have 1,000 people having access to this one book and all paying you something because you put the energy and your experience into creating this one resource. Now, I'm using the book as an analogy, but of course, I want you to extend this idea beyond just a book. Think of various resources. I use a subscription as an example. I use a membership because we have one, just as a illustration for you to get the point I'm making. So how can you learn this ability to use leverage, as it were? The key tip for you today is to just try it. Go ahead, go and learn property investing. Go and actually do it. Don't just learn the theory, but go and actually do it. Go and actually start something. Go and start a private box model where you create surprise boxes for people who subscribe to something. It might be some consumables, it might be some books, it might be some toys, it might be some gifts, but start something. Go and start anything that's using this leverage model. And the beauty, and this is the key point I want you to really understand, is that this is all based around the one-to-many. So you create one thing that's highly valuable that people want, but using the power of the likes of the internet to give many people access to that one thing. And learning things like property investing at the very simple level is enough to begin to introduce you to the idea, whilst also doing various bits of research around how you might be able to use leverage on the internet to generate for yourself passive income over time. Skill number 4 is the skill of brand building. Now, this is one that you might not hear many people talk about, but I can share very candidly from my experience. And I'm going to use the humble penny as an example, just to explain the point. When I talk about brand building, what I'm really referring to is the skill of building brand distinctiveness, okay? So i.e., what are the key elements within a brand that makes it stand out? Imagine what we do. When you see my videos come up with me and with Mary, see us being introduced, and we're introduced as the founders of the Humble Penny and Financial Joy Academy. Think of an umbrella, okay? What I'd love for you to think about creating is this idea of building an umbrella brand. So think of the Humble Penny as the umbrella brand. It's right at the very top. And beneath that umbrella, there are various things that are connected to it. So for example, Financial Joy Academy is connected to it. For example, in the future, we'll have other brands. We've got other products right now and things that exist, such as 1 Gram Plus and other programs we have. You can go and check our website if you're interested in knowing what they are. But they're all connected to the umbrella brand. And the goal of the umbrella brand is to essentially be the cheerleader. And the umbrella brand is the brand that people know. People know the Humble Penny. And people know and Google that phrase and they discover the umbrella brand. But here's where it gets really interesting. By discovering the umbrella brand and by seeking to solve their problems through the umbrella brand, we are then able to filter them to the various brands beneath the umbrella brand. This is a slightly advanced point, but I just want to share it because, like I said to you, I'm going to be super candid on this video because I want you to get it. Because if you get it, if the penny drops, the 5 things I'm sharing on this video, so if you get them, and you apply them, like this passive income thing, it would just be like a no-brainer for you. You just wake up and you're like, yeah, passive income, passive income, passive income. It would just be normal, right? So the umbrella brand is what exists to bring people, to build the relationship and introduce them to the other brands. YouTube channel, a blog, a membership, whatever it is, different ways that you can find to serve people, to help to solve their problems at different price points. So my tip for you when it comes to this idea of creating brand distinctiveness is to consider buying domain names with the goal of creating an umbrella brand. So when you think about Nike, the brand Nike, many years ago, back in the 70s and 80s, the word Nike was always put next to that swoosh sign, right? Because people did not understand. People were still new to the brand of Nike. But today, if I showed you that swoosh sign, you would know straight away that that's Nike. That's because over time, you and I have been trained to understand the brand distinctiveness. In the same way, when you create a brand that will generate for you passive income over time, your almost overarching aim is to focus on what distinctive elements of that brand makes it really stand out. Skill number 5, and there will be a bonus one, so hang around for it. So skill number 5 is the skill of acquiring specialized knowledge. Now, I've acquired various bits of knowledge over time. And when I was acquiring those bits of knowledge, I wasn't thinking to myself, oh, okay, I might be able to monetize this later. But over time, I've figured out, and this is where the bonus point will come in, and I'll tell you in a minute, that those things are things that could be useful for generating an income in the future. So for example, I learned how to invest. I teach investing. I learned how to create blogs. I teach you how to create your own blog. I learned how memberships work. I teach people how to create memberships. I learned how to create YouTube channels and grow them and things like that. But notice the pattern there. Those are various specialized skills that I've just acquired over time through curiosity, me wanting to explore my creative elements. But by acquiring those specialized skills, I'm able to use them in interesting ways on the internet in order to generate some passive income. And this links to my bonus point. And my bonus skill is the skill of teaching. Yes. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a second, Ken. What you're trying to tell me is that if you know the skill of teaching, it means you can generate passive income. Yes is the answer. And you're then going to say to me, but wait a second. There are many teachers in this country that don't earn as much as money as they would like. What's going on there, Ken? They're probably way better than you at teaching, but why are they not the people making the passive income? Aha! I thought you'd ask that question. The reason for that is because they are teaching, well, very important skills, but skills that are not being paid for by the right groups of people. Okay, so let me explain what I mean, right? So, you know how I said to you that I learned, investing, I learned about blogging, I learned about, these are all skills that are solving a specific problem for a specific group of people, but those groups of people might be people who are willing to pay for those skills. So I guess my point essentially is that a teacher knows the skill of teaching, but imagine if that teacher learns a different type of specialized skill, or even if they use the specialized skill they have already in a slightly different way, on a different platform, like the internet, for example. Imagine what would happen. Or if they applied what I've been teaching you today on this video by thinking from the one-to-many perspective, imagine what could happen then. So that skill of teaching, which is essentially the skill of communicating, your learning, your experience, but making sure that somebody understands it well enough to be able to articulate it and take action, is such an important skill. And one that, if I'm being completely honest with you, I've learned by just practicing myself. So for example, showing up on YouTube and teaching things here on YouTube, writing blog posts and trying to explain concepts, just trying to think of things as simply as possible, demystifying ideas into very simple steps. For example, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3, and so on. Being able to think from that perspective has taught me the skill of teaching, which when combined with the skill of acquiring specialized knowledge, as well as knowing what I've shared with you across this video today about building umbrella brands, about being resourceful, about being leveraged. When I bring all those elements together, almost like stacking them together, then I'm able to create passive income without a great deal of effort, because over time, I've acquired the high income skills that are necessary for me to generate passive income. I hope you found this video really insightful, as well as really candid. I've done my best. I haven't planned it very much. Normally I have some, proper notes done, but today I've just done some scribbles on my notepad. But remember that analogy I made at the very beginning. When you think passive income ideas, think passive income skills, and together you will become that person over time if you apply the ideas I've shared today, who generates passive income without a great deal of effort. If you really enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to hit that share it with somebody, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and show some love to us here at The Humble Penny. Jump in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you. Which of those 5 high income skills for making passive income that I shared really resonated with you? Which one did you think, I'd never heard that one before, or I might try that one for myself. I will take action like Ken said. Please jump in the comment. Let's collaborate, let's talk, let's chat, and let's make it happen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. And as ever, in all things, be thankful and seek joy. Oh, and by the way, before you disappear, come on, check out our next videos coming up. I can guarantee they will add a ton of value to your life. Take care and see you on the next video. Bye.